Just on all that, I've got to talk to you about that incredible documentary last night from Sharri Markson and produced by Alex Garipoli. Bondi, A Timeline of Terror, was tough viewing, but also inspiring. To start with, we got a sense of how one of the happiest places in the country was turned into a horrific killing field in a fateful instant. And a warning, this stuff is pretty confronting.
The kids were running around, they were chasing the bubbles, they were getting balloons made. Just a regular Hanukkah party that we enjoy every single year.
He's trying to escape. The security man will say you're going to get eaten by the monsters.
Oh, the police saw him.
There's been a shooting up with someone who's been shot next to me here.
Okay.
I need you guys to come quick.
We saw and heard gripping details about terrible injuries, wasted lives, the twists of fate, some fortunate, others drastically unlucky. And we heard about heroes, more heroes than we could dare hope for.
Boris tackled the elder shooter in the white pants, briefly disarming him. They both then hit the ground. Sophia was nearby. She runs to help her husband of 34 years. Boris gets to his feet, now holding the rifle. Both Boris and Sophia were then killed in cold blood.
There's little doubt their heroic actions and the fatal shots that killed them sent out a warning that saved lives.
Some heroes died saving others. Others survived multiple gunshots. They all saved the lives of innocents pinned down by gunfire.
He was closing in on the terrified and defenceless families huddled inside the festival. And Ahmed managed to disarm Sajid. And here, dressed in red, is Geffen Biton, a young Israeli, bravely running in to help Ahmed. But the shooter on the bridge, 24-year-old Navid, fires back. You can see the moment Geffen is shot. Sajid then starts retreating back to the bridge when an incredibly courageous Reuven Morrison moves in even closer.
Reuven was shot dead. The other two suffered terrible injuries. Civilians, ambulance officers, surf lifesavers and police instantly and selflessly were brave.
A female policewoman got out. She sort of yelled across
To you?
to me, and she said, "I've been shot twice." And I go, "I've got to do something." So I ran over.
Bondi lifeguard Tommy Woodruff ran across the road to the police officer.
So after she was hit, what did she do?
So once I patted her down, made sure she was okay, and, you know, told her, "You're sweet." I remember saying, "You're sweet," and felt that, you know, the bullet hadn't gone through. She got herself together and she took a couple of steps, stood up and took 2 shots. And, yeah, it was the gutsiest thing I've ever seen.
Look, this stuff gives you so much faith in your fellow Australians. I want to mention two who will be passed over by most people. I've known both of them for many years. They're both mates of mine. One is the Liberal MP for the area, now the state opposition leader, Kelly Sloan. She was at another Hanukkah event nearby, and when the shooting began, instead of heading for the safety of home, she jumped into an ambulance and into the fray.
I don't talk about this much. It's there were people on the ground everywhere. So I went in and I saw a guy from the surf club. He said, "Grab some bandages and plug the holes." I went to the first person I saw on the ground, and it was a lady, and she had people already plugging the holes, but what she didn't have was someone holding her hand. And so I remember holding her hand and saying, "My name's Kelly, I'm here with you. I'm holding your hand, I'm with you, I'm not going to leave you." And she didn't make it, you know. And
Incredible stuff. And I also want to mention another person who was at that other Hanukkah event and instead of running away, ran to the front line. That is, of course, my colleague Sharri Markson. Her brave reporting that night, relentless reporting since, and, of course, the confronting, detailed documentary we saw last night. Well, they've chronicled Australia's darkest day and the inspirational heroism as well. And this is crucial not just for us to know today, but also for history, of course. But I want to finish on what I think is the most troubling and telling insight from this documentary. It goes to the motivation. Why innocent people were gunned down. Why a daughter lost her father.
And I saw his face the minute he picked up the blanket. I knew exactly what happened. I knew exactly what my dad went through. And he went through it just because he's a Jew. Just because of that. Nothing else.
Yeah, it is that simple and that evil. A mother shielded her little boy from the rising tide of anti-Semitism, protecting his innocence, and then he was caught in the middle of this atrocity.
I ran down here and I took him inside here and we went as far up against the wall as possible. And I was just over the top of him. We were crouched down on the floor.
I just knew straight away, I just knew that it was Hanukkah, and I started screaming, "Where's my son? Where's my son?"
Thanks to this incredible footage captured by onlookers, Sammy can now see exactly where Ranald and her son were hiding. Directly beneath the bridge from where the deadly rampage was unfolding.
We took our son in. He was shaking maybe for an hour. I think it was adrenaline.
Yeah, it was more than an hour.
And when he calmed down, like the first thing, like when he was sort of more calm, we were lying in our bed, he said to me, "Mum, why would someone shoot an old man?" Because he was under the bridge and that's all. He didn't see everything inside. All he saw was one man with an injury in his leg. He said, "Why would someone shoot an old man?" And he said, "Mum, I know it was because we were at Hanukkah."
Heartbreaking, isn't it? Unjust and unfair. But the hatred is here. It's around us. We either accept it or we defeat it. There are no other choices.